Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes, NFL Week 13 overreactions. I, of course, am the Brofect1 and AJ minus the shades. I don't know where they are, Noah. I'm very honestly kind of worried that I may have lost the shades. And I'm not saying it's a blow to morale, but definitely morale is being affected by it.
You know, there's this beautiful thing called the internet where you can just order another pair, AJ, and they'll be at your doorstep in a day or two.
Listen, I already tried, okay? And the $15 pair of sunglasses that I got off Amazon are not available anymore. And so I got to figure out a whole new thing. Hopefully I find them. But no, that was honestly not the worst of my luck this weekend, as I took a bloodbath at the book this weekend. We didn't record last week because I was sick, obviously, and I literally could not speak words into a microphone. But yeah, I did that cocky thing where I was like, I know NFL. I know football good enough. I don't need to spend 2.5 hours, 4.5 hours, 7.5 hours handicapping this stuff. I can just go by feel on the day of, and we'll go for it. And Noah, yeah, I was dead wrong. I was absolutely dead wrong. Because this was one of those weeks in the NFL, in my opinion, that was just kind of backwards. And we've said it this entire season. You said it week 2 first. This is just a weird year for the NFL. And I mean, I think it continues to be that way. What do you think?
Yeah, the chaos is not slowing down at all. It's actually probably going to ramp up here as we get closer to the playoffs. I myself had a pretty... I'd call it a stay afloat week.
There you go. You need those.
I think I'm up a unit or two on the week. Nothing to write home about. But we did all right.
Hey, doing all right is sometimes the best you can hope for, and we'll take it. We'll do better this week. We will be back with our betting picks later this week for week 14. But no, before we get into all of that, let's talk about week 13 in this week. Starting on Thursday. I mean, Bills Patriots in. I honestly thought it was a great game. I thought the Bills really showed that. We're here and we're going to stay no matter the competition. At the same time, though, I think it really also exposed the Patriots' weaknesses. I mean, Mac Jones yelling at Matt Patricia, let's throw the damn ball, the running game sucks, is pretty telling about a team and where they could be at. I'm not seeing a lot of dissension, I would say. In New Orleans, and they're kicking the shit out of the Buccaneers. We'll talk about that later. But in New England, I'm not seeing much dissension. I think Belichick knows the way. Do they make the playoffs? Probably. It's the fucking Patriots. They'll figure out a way. But then again, we saw Alabama miss the playoffs for the first time since the CFP has been a thing. So I don't know. Patriots fans. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous to be you. Let me just say that. I mean, I have my own issues as Cardinals fans and everything. Thank God we didn't take a loss this week. Shout out, bye. But yeah, just kind of interesting in New Orleans. I want to keep saying New Orleans. We'll talk about that game soon enough so I can get it off my fucking mind. But in New England, what are your thoughts, Noah?
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are a decent team, but their offense clearly has problems.
Yeah. A lot of problems.
Wouldn't be super shocked to see Bailey Zappi get back in there. Especially like Belichick doesn't seem like the type of coach who, this will go one of two ways. Either he's going to brush it off like it's nothing and Mac Jones just, playing with passion, like Tom Brady always does. Or Belichick's going to be like, you're not proven, you're too young to be given lip, and you're going to ride the bench because of it. But they have a tough stretch coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have the Cardinals and the Raiders as their next two very winnable games. Could get to 8-6, but then ending it with Bengals at home, Dolphins at home, and at the Bills. I think very likely they lose at least two of those. I mean, you win one of those last three, you're sitting at 9-8. I see this Patriots team coming down to the last week or two of the season. They're going to be right on the fringe of a wild card spot. I think it's about a coin flip whether they get in or not this year.
I mean, and especially with the Cardinals, it depends which Cardinals team show up. We have a Cardinals team on Monday night that doesn't have Kyler Murray playing 25 hours of video games the night before. We might have a chance, and especially if the Kings
25 hours in one night. That's pretty impressive.
He's impressive. He's a damn good gamer. What can I say, bro? But also, I think, and we'll obviously I can't talk about the Cardinals this week. I do just want to say, I think if Aaron Rodgers is, getting an MVP off Iowa, I think Cliff Kingsbury should look into that. But we'll keep moving, Noah. Actually, last thought on the game. After seeing the Bills perform the last couple weeks, they are not winning the Super Bowl, and I don't think they're winning the AFC even. I don't even think they make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Bills are a weird team for me because they're really good when they're good, but
yes. Oh, when they're good, they're fucking amazing. It's like watching a team from outer space.
But yeah, it's like the whole season, the Bills at certain points look like the best team in the NFL, and then they just throw up these duds of games. Didn't happen this week. They looked really good on Thursday night, but they've had just a few too many duds of games that they've put up that I don't trust them to string together, 4 really good games in a row against really good teams in the playoffs. So I'm out. I'm selling on the Bills. Not that I was even really on them that much, but I'm selling on them for winning the Super Bowl. I think maybe they pick up a win in the playoffs, but they might not even have home field advantage if Miami wins this division. So they might very well be on the road
right there.
The Bills might very well be on the road for Wild Card weekend, and if they got to go play, I think the Chiefs will pick up the number 1 seed and won't be playing on Wild Card weekend. But they might have a division matchup against Miami or.
And hey, they have to play Miami at home. I'm scared for the Bills, especially because it'll be winter in Buffalo, and then you're going to be dealing with all that humidity and everything. I mean, you could be looking at like week 1 where everyone's thrown up.
Yeah, I mean, right now it looks like. Well, okay, we'll see. Bills do have a game against Miami, so they play one more time, I think, or did they play twice already?
I'm not sure.
No, so they have one more game to play. The Bills do have a 1-game advantage, but maybe they'll be at home, but they could very well end up with Miami, Baltimore, or Cincinnati in the first round of the playoffs, and none of those 3 teams seem like a fun wild card.
No, not at all. Not at all. I would not want to be that guy there. But hey, let's keep it moving, Noah. Let's get into the Sunday slate. Steelers, Falcons. Steelers come away with this one. 19-16, they win by 3 points. Thank you, Falcons, for starting my day off absolutely miserably.
Mike Tomlin's going to have a winning record. He's going to do it.
He's going to fuck around.
It looked like his streak was going to be broken, but now you got Pittsburgh sitting at 5-7, 5 games left. I mean, got to win 4 of those or win 3 and tie 1.
They can win 4.
But they're going to do it. They're going to do it. I mean,
Kenny Pickett
at home against the Ravens, who we don't know if Lamar is playing or not.
No, not yet.
At the Panthers, home against the Raiders, at the Ravens. So that's going to be big. 2 games against the Ravens. And then they have the Browns at home, but I think they win the Panthers, Raiders, and Browns game. And then if they can find a way to split with the Ravens, then you're looking at the 9-8 Steelers somehow, some way, when they looked dead in the water just a couple weeks ago.
Noah, the Steelers are really kind of like a Christmas story. Like not like the movie, but they're a holiday story. You know what I mean? They're like if you got a Charlie Brown type tree, a very sad tree, a couple branches on it and everything. You put it in some water, and then somehow it miraculously grows into a full fern. That's what the Steelers are looking like. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Kenny Pickett right now. That run game with Najee is looking great. And they do. I would say have an easier stretch of schedule coming up, like you mentioned. And Tomlin's going to fuck around, and he's going to go over 500 again and continue that streak. Shout out to him. Are the Falcons looking for a quarterback in the draft, Noah?
No,
I don't think
they
so
just
either. Because they got Desmond Ridder, right? Then I guess the question is, when do you play him?
I don't know if they will this season.
No,
right?
You're going to let him sit out the entire season? I don't know. If you're already you're 5-8, you're walking into
look at their division.
You're probably I guess.
Look at their division. The Saints hold on to this one. They're up 16-3 now as we're recording this. The Falcons have 5 wins. The Bucs will have 5 wins. The Saints will have 5 wins. Yeah, I mean, and the Falcons have games against the Saints and Buccaneers left on their schedule. I think you play whoever you think gives you the best chance to win right now, and that has proven to be Marcus Mariota this season.
True.
Now, come the offseason, they might look at making a change at starting quarterback. They do have Mariota this is year 1 of a 2-year contract, but he has given them everything that they have asked for and more. Absolutely. They're sitting at 5-8. You can't be upset about that. If you're a Falcons fan, you have a chance to win the division here. Not a pretty division win, but the fact that we're even talking about this after week 13, that the Falcons are going to have a decent shot at winning this division is just mind-blowing to me. But yeah, I don't think you leave what you're doing with Mariota this season.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think Marcus Mariota is doing exactly what he needs to do. Not only to keep his job, but to keep the Falcons afloat, and especially in this division where everything's a little weak. And NFC in whole is just kind of weak. I think AFC team is definitely winning the Super Bowl this year. Maybe. I don't know. I still like my Jets, but they're in the AFC, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, go with Mariota, see how long it takes until you're mathematically eliminated. If you're mathematically eliminated, I would start Ridder, though. Try to get a starter or two under his belt at least. But we talked way
that might not
about the Falcons.
The scary thing is that might not happen this season. Like it might be last week of the season when they play the Buccaneers, and that game could be for the division. So
True.
God, I can't believe I'm saying the Falcons and the Bucs might be duking it out for the division here at the end of the year.
Hey, we'll see. We will see. Let's talk about one team that's not duking it out for any playoff relevancy whatsoever. That's my Chicago Bears. Noah, congratulations. Aaron Rodgers still, in fact, daddy to the Chicago Bears. He still, I believe, owns the lease on them. And Soldier Field as a whole, I'll be interested to see what he does in Arlington. With that being said, though, Noah, you cannot come in here and tell me that was a pretty win. Like, yes, I got the Bears still suck YouTube video sent to me on time right after the Packers beat them. But watching that game, I mean, Noah, congrats. You scored 18 points in the fourth quarter, but before that, you were dead. You were dead in the water if this game was 3 quarters. I'm still not feeling the best if I'm a Packers fan. I'm not saying that as a Bears fan. There's still a lot that needs to be figured out. Nothing was smooth on any end until the fourth quarter where the offense decided to go off. What are your thoughts, though, bro? Where are you at right now with the Packers, and what are you thinking?
Well, we won our first round of the playoff game. Yes, the playoffs started this week for the Green Bay Packers. They have to win every single game. They lose a game, they're done. So, you know what? I don't care. They took care of business. That W looks nice. Just got to keep it rolling. Got the bye week coming up this week. Then we play the Rams at home. Not really worried about that one at all.
No.
Got a tough one coming up after that. Got to play at Miami. That's not going to be easy. But you beat the Rams, beat the Dolphins. Let those other teams ahead of us lose. Although I will say it was probably worst case scenario for the Packers that Washington and New York fucking tied.
Yeah.
I'm watching overtime of that game and I'm like, anything but a tie. I'm like, a tie is bad for the Packers here.
Yeah.
I'm like, just one of you needs to win. I'm like, come on, just somebody try. And no, it was just an overtime filled with punts and 3-and-outs, and then they fucking tied. But I still think the Packers win out. They make it in, squeak in with like that number 7, maybe even the 6th seed in the playoffs. And you know what? Christian Watson looks fucking electric.
Christian Watson had himself a game. He's
had himself four games in a row now.
Yeah, I mean, at least finally you know who Aaron Rodgers' number one is.
Yeah, Christian Watson, I believe, first rookie since Randy Moss to have 8 touchdowns over a 4-game stretch.
Hey, and shout out. It's coming at the right time. Let's hope he can continue it. But Noah, I still think you are.
Can we talk about how fast he is, though? Can we talk about how fast he is?
Yes, he is very fast, Noah. He can run very fast.
He's like a gazelle.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't know what you want me to say about that. I'm not going to dub a, put a. He is one of the greatest receivers in the league right now after 4 games. I mean, let's see if he can continue this shit, and if it's just not Rodgers' new shiny toy right now. Because wasn't that supposed to be Romeo Dobbs, and he hasn't done jack shit all season?
Well, he got off to a decent start, but he's been injured.
Oh, true. I'll give you that. I'll give you the injury. But no, let's keep moving. You already mentioned it, so let's talk about it. Commanders-Giants tie-in overtime 20-20. I still think it should be illegal for NFL games to end in a tie. It is one of the most anticlimactic things that can happen in sports, and yet here we are. I mean, it was kind of like watching the Titans and the Colts earlier in the season. It's the same team, and they proved it ultimately with tie here. I'm still high on the Commanders. I'm still higher on the Commanders than I am right now. The Giants, I think the Giants. I mean, they proved in this game at least that they won't lose to a team that is equal to them. They'll tie them. But they definitely can't pull away with the win. No, what are your thoughts? And does this Commanders team? I mean, they're 7-5-1 now. They're making the playoffs, right?
5-1-1 in their last 7 games.
Jesus
by the way.
Jesus.
Yeah, these two teams play again, not this upcoming week, but the week after. Commanders are coming off of bye week. I think they take the win there, get the upper hand against the Giants. The Giants are one of those teams that I think that's kind of a let-up spot, right? The Packers are in a position where we need two teams to lose enough games that we can jump over them if we win out. Giants are one that I have circled with a big red circle. I think they're going to struggle. Washington might struggle down the stretch too. I mean, they play the Giants, the Niners, the Browns, the Cowboys to finish their season out. Not an easy stretch of 4 games by any means. But you look at the Giants, and they've got the Eagles twice, the Commanders, the Vikings, and the Colts. They could easily lose 4 of those games. And I said it, AJ, when the Giants were like 5-1 or whatever the hell they were to start the season. I'm like, they might have been 6-1, and I was like, they could miss the playoffs despite starting 6-1. Well, they're now sitting at 7-4-1. They're not trending in the right direction. Washington is. I think the Giants are lucky they got out of this one with a tie.
Yeah.
And I expect that they might still miss the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. I think the Cowboys and the Eagles, both very safe bets to make the playoffs. Washington, I like what they're doing. I think they're trending in the right direction. I think they get in with a nice little wild card seed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I like the wild card for them as well. And hey, just a PSA to management over there at Commanders. I know shit is kind of crazy right now with everything. But do us all a favor and please continue to start Taylor Heineke. You should not be looking for another quarterback. You should not use another quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Give the man his respect. Like, put some respect on his name. He's done nothing for that franchise but go out and win games.
Exactly. He should be the number one from here on out until he proves otherwise. But again, I'm not a GM. Should I be? Probably. But who knows what's going to happen with that team. Let's keep moving, Noah. Let's talk about a game that was my absolute lock of the century. This was too easy, and the sportsbooks got this one so wrong as the Jaguars get absolutely demolished by the Detroit Lions. Not the same old Lions anymore. Lions 40, Jaguars 14. I mean, don't get me wrong, Noah. I know it's the Jaguars. I know what to expect from the Jaguars, and I'm not going to take much away from this victory. Lions should easily walk away with it, as they did with that offense and that defense being able to hold up enough. I still like what the Jaguars are doing. And we can quote myself on this in 3 years when this is relevant. But the Jaguars are winning a Super Bowl this decade. It's going to happen. You don't have a team like that, and it's going to continue to grow, continue to structure. But if you're looking at these two teams, which one of these two teams is going to win a Super Bowl within this decade? And I put my money on the Jaguars over the Lions. I love what the Lions are doing right now. I love that the Lions are winning. They're 5-7. They're what, 5-0 in their last 5? Or something like that?
4. They've won 4 straight.
4 straight. Sorry. Yeah, they've won 4 straight. They're hot as hell. They're hot at the right time. But in general, when you look at the team, how it's structured, how it's coached, give me the Jaguars to win a Super Bowl this decade over the Lions. What are your thoughts on the game, Noah?
I take the path. The Lions lost to the Bills by 3 points last week.
Okay.
So not 4 straight. I don't know what I'm looking at, but
no worries.
I
thought it was 5.
I think they've won 4 out of their last 5 though. So including
right.
Their 1 loss and their 3-point loss to the Bills. I believe they played, if I remember correctly, they played the Dolphins pretty tight. Like this is a good Lions team. They're gonna continue to cause some waves. I think they just miss out on the playoffs by maybe a game. Too many losses earlier on in the season. Not a particularly easy schedule coming up to close out the year. Not particularly hard. I mean, they got to play the Lions and the Jets, which are not easy games, but they do get the Panthers and the Bears, and then they have the Packers. So I think they win 2 or 3 of those games to close it out, which is not going to be enough to make the playoffs. But, they might, if you're the Lions, you put up an 8-9 season, you got to be happy about that.
Oh, you got to be stoked about that. Are you kidding me? I think that's where they'll end up. Like you said, 8-9. Lions, solid team. They're progressing in the right direction. They make the playoffs next year. I think they maybe fuck around and try to get a good quarterback because of they got the Rams pick this year, right?
They do have the Rams pick, which is shaping up to be a top 5 pick. So
I mean, if that happens and the Rams continue to suck as much as they do, I like the Lions going for a quarterback in this draft. Jared Goff, he's good at what he's doing, but he's not the answer.
And let's not forget the Lions now have Jameson Williams back.
Ooh, that's right.
He did not play a lot of snaps in this game. Coming off of an ACL tear, back in he tore his in the SEC championship game, I think, or something last year. Yeah, 1 target, not a lot of snaps, no catches, but watch out for him because if he really starts lighting it up, and you got Jameson Williams on one side and Amon-Ra St. Brown on the other, this Lions offense could look even more explosive than they already have. And I just got to say, shout out to my boy, Jamal Williams, leading the NFL in touchdowns.
Yeah.
What a guy. What a backup running back right there.
He looks great. Sorry.
Just keep scoring. Keep
moving, bud. Keep it moving. Noah, next game. I don't know a lot to say about this game. Except one thing, and that's the Vikings and the Jets. Vikings coming away 27-22. And Noah, I would just like to say I cannot wait to find out who the Vikings first matchup is in the playoffs. So I can slam the money line on the other team because the Vikings will be favored. The Vikings are just setting up for a one-and-done season like I've never seen before. There is nothing about this team that is sustainable. There is nothing about this team that I like. And I mean, yes, do they keep winning football games? Absolutely. They're 10-2. It's hard to go 10-2 in this league. But when I watch them, I see them in playoff environment, and all I see is primetime Kirk continuing to blow. And like we say on this show, Vikings are purple for a reason. Jets needed this win. I really like the Jets here. I thought they were going to get it, but shit happens. Mike White, 31. How many times did Mike White throw the ball, Noah?
That's a good question. Too many?
57 times they had Mike White throw the ball. He went 31 for 57 on the day. I mean,
2 interceptions, no touchdowns. I mean, run the damn ball.
Run the goddamn ball. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Yeah, and Jets down the stretch there in the last 2 minutes having 2 different opportunities in the red zone to score a touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown to win the game. Come up short twice in a row. Disappointing. If you're a Jets fan, you got to feel like you really should have had this one.
Yeah, they should have. But hey, shit happens. No, another team that should have taken the opportunity and tried to pull off a win, but couldn't even get out of the starting gates. Titans and Eagles. Titans 35. Eagles 35. Titans 10. I saw this as a huge let-up spot for the Eagles. I really did, especially with the way the Titans have been playing lately. 7-5, you don't get there the easy way. But hey, Jalen Hurts had a day, 29 for 39 with 3 touchdowns. And, just couldn't keep up. Titans just couldn't keep up. They needed their defense to step up a little bit more against those high-octane offenses. But Eagles another team. I'm looking for them to make the NFC Championship probably and take fat L.
Yeah, this might be overdue, but I'm finally coming to the realization the Eagles are a really fucking good football team.
You're coming to that now?
I was waiting for something to let up here, and this win over the Titans in the fashion that they did it, I feel okay crowning them as the best football team this year.
They are.
So far through the regular season. I know that's not like a super hot take because of, they have the best record. I do think Kansas City's still very good, but yeah, the Eagles are legit. They're legit. They're legit Super Bowl contenders. Will they win it? I don't know, but they certainly have the firepower and the team to do it.
They got what they need. They got what they need to be able to do that. Absolutely. Oh, Noah, let's talk about a team that has nothing. And I mean nothing. Except maybe a defense that can stop someone every game or so once in a while. And that is the Denver Broncos. # Broncos country. We tried. Broncos lose to the Ravens 9-10. Not a pretty game by the Ravens. Any means necessary. But I don't know. There is something about the Broncos being so bad that brings me so much joy that I can't even explain it. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's Russell Wilson and how his antics and everything being exposed. I don't know if it's everyone saying they just need a defense, they just need a quarterback when clearly there were other issues. I don't know what it is, but I am enjoying, and I mean thoroughly enjoying the Broncos 3-9 so far through Week 13.
Yeah, let's not forget Seattle does have Denver's pick, not only this year but next year. First and second round, shaping up just like the Lions situation to be a top 5 pick. Both of which, depending on what happens with the rest of the season, like the Lions and the Seahawks could be picking like 2 and 3 in the draft with, with halfway decent seasons. The Seahawks could make the playoffs and still have a top 5 pick in this trade, and that would just be the ultimate win if you're Seattle. Even if you miss the playoffs, it doesn't matter. You had a good season, a promising season, and you get a top 5 pick out of the mix because you got rid of your franchise quarterback. Couldn't have worked out better for Seattle here.
No, absolutely. And I hate Seattle with the Seahawks. That is every bone in my body. As I am a Cardinals fan. But good job. Good job, Carroll. Props to you for noticing that Russell Wilson was on the fattest decline of a quarterback we've seen in a long time and sticking with your gut. Russell did go 17 for 22 for 189 yards. I mean, so at least he completed passes. Not big passes. No touchdown passes, but he completed passes.
Which I don't know if you've seen AJ, but one of the most exhilarating things to follow all season is the guy on TikTok who's got his chart every week on whether or not Russell Wilson's touchdown passes this season versus bathrooms in his house. And I don't know. I think bathrooms might win.
Hey, I'm on that train as well. I think bathrooms is definitely going to win. He's at 12 bathrooms and I believe 8 touchdowns. And so he needs to pick it up. He needs to pick it up for sure.
He's got 5 more games. I don't know. I think it's going to be a close one. It's going to come down to the wire. Would have never thought it would have been close coming into the season, and hell, bathrooms might even win that still. Hope Lamar's okay.
Yeah.
Ravens go one of 2 ways, right? They either looked really dominant and then blow a massive fourth quarter lead, or they just have these like gritty, grinded out type of wins.
Yeah, and the Ravens
it doesn't make any sense
against the Broncos.
It just makes no sense to me though. Like when they win, they win in this fashion, and when they lose, it's because they blew a massive lead. And it's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, if I'm a Ravens fan, I don't even want to play with the lead because clearly they're better, playing a tight one or coming from behind.
Yeah, something to consider as we go into week 14. Interesting. Ravens are hope Lamar's okay. Ravens are in trouble if he's not. Let's talk about 2 teams that continue to be in trouble, but for different reasons. That is the Browns and the Texans. Browns 27, Texans 14. This was the we have to bury this game as deep as possible. Make sure it gets no initial reaction or coverage whatsoever. And for good reason. You know what I mean? The boos were audible, and you could hear them throughout the entire game. Brown's still coming away with a win here. Deshaun Watson, excuse me. Didn't look particularly good. Obviously, some rust after missing 2 seasons worth of football. Texans need something. Do you think Baker goes to Texas?
No, they just need to blow it all up and rebuild the full thing from the ground up.
Yeah,
and
they really do.
They need to get Lovie Smith out of there too. Like, let's talk about a guy who just keeps getting hired for more head coaching jobs despite losing everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to matter. He still continues to get hired despite not being able to post a winning record anywhere. This is like his 4th head coaching job in a row where he's just losing, and yet he's still like, he doesn't even have to go back to a coordinator position. Someone else is just like, oh, sure, you can be a head coach. But yeah, if I'm the Texans, I get rid of Lovie Smith. Davis Mills, it was fun while it lasted, but we're done with that. Their running back Dameon Pierce looks promising, but man, they gotta just fully dive into a rebuild. And I know that's been hard for them because Bill O'Brien kind of screwed everything up there, selling away their future to not even have success. So it's gonna take some years. They're gonna have to bite that bullet and be bad for a while, but I think you try everything you can if you're the Texans to just get that rebuild started and get some momentum behind it.
No, absolutely. We'll see what happens there. I think Davey Mills is still the best choice of quarterback there. I know Kyle Allen took start this weekend, but I still have full support in Davis Mills, and that's not just because I have 2 rookie cards with patches. So we'll see what happens there. Moving on, we got the Seahawks and the Rams. Both teams, in my opinion, suck and for different reasons. Seahawks coming away with this one, 27-23. This is typical NFC West cannibalizing NFC West. Because if the Rams were playing any other team, they wouldn't have been able to dial this up. Because they played the Seahawks so many years, because the coordinators stayed the same for so many years, they were able to scheme a little bit better and put up that many points. If I'm the Rams, I don't care that we kept this game close. I care that we still suck and suck a lot. And if I'm the Seahawks, I mean, Geno Smith had a hell of a game. Hell of a game, but he's definitely not the future of that franchise.
The Rams are done. And the funny thing is that there's no sense in even tanking if you're the Rams because you don't even have your own draft pick. But
you don't even have to try to tank at this point, too. You're just that bad.
Yeah, so if you're the Rams, I guess you just go out and try to play spoiler the rest of the season. Like, I don't know, though. Like, they still have, 3 primetime games left on the season.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Is one of those Sunday night games that'll get flexed?
Yes, because they have they play Thursday night this week.
That's right.
Now if they do flex a game, it has to be 10 days notice. But Thursday night this week. What is that? Maybe Sunday night against Monday night. It looks like against the Packers the week after. That game might very well get flexed out of prime time. Yeah. Packers Rams. We'll see. And then looks like on New Year's Day they have the Sunday night game against the Chargers.
Yeah, I promise you that game will get flexed. I don't know which game yet, but it will get flexed. Let's keep it moving, Noah. We got the Dolphins going to the 49ers. Dolphins take a fat L, and I mean a fat L here. 17-33. 49ers coming away with a win. Jimmy Garoppolo, broken foot. They're going to go with their backup the rest of the season. Is this where Baker Mayfield lands?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, they're not. They're not going with Brock. They're not riding Brock Purdy the rest of the year.
They could. They could. Baker released today. I mean, obviously the waiver wire and how well they're doing, they gotta wait. But I don't know.
But who else even wants Baker? That's the thing.
It
might just be a need-based thing. Yeah, but they're already done. There's no point. If you're the Texans, you just ride it out and take the first round or the first overall pick. Why the fuck would you want Baker if you're the Texans? He doesn't provide you much more than you have already, and he's more expensive.
Yeah. True. That's true.
So I think if Baker goes anywhere, I think it's the Niners with Jimmy Garoppolo and his broken foot being out. Makes sense. And
this was one of his best seasons.
And here's the thing, it doesn't even matter because Jimmy Garoppolo is not particularly good, so Baker can, basically in that San Francisco job, your job is to step in and kind of hand the ball off, make easy throws, and try not to turn it over.
And especially in that type of a system, I think Baker would thrive there. If he doesn't go there, I like him to go to maybe the Lions in the offseason, but that's a long shot. If Baker goes to the 49ers are serious contenders. Because I don't think it's an upgrade. I don't think it's a downgrade of quarterback. I think it is, kind of just a mid-trade.
It's a wash.
Yeah, it's a wash. Thank you. That's the better word for it. My brain might be fried. Let's keep moving. No, we're almost there. Chiefs, Bengals. Bengals coming away with this one at home. Rematch of the AFC Championship game, 27-24. Both teams look incredible. I just want to say, is it possible that the Bengals just have the Chiefs number?
Maybe. I do agree with that, though. Both teams look good in this game. This was a really fun one to watch.
This was so much fun to watch. I was so happy we got it nationally.
Could end up with, if the stars align, this could be the AFC Championship game again. I don't know. It's going to be interesting down the stretch here. Obviously, a lot relying on whether or not Lamar is healthy or not. Who wins this division? Tied in record. I believe Baltimore's got the head-to-head with the win earlier this season.
I believe so as well.
Yeah, they do. So same record between these two teams. They do play one more time on maybe the last week of the season, if I'm not mistaken. That game could very well be for the division. because even if one of these teams is a game better than the other one, like, well, we'll see. Because if Baltimore is a game better than Cincy, then that pretty much probably seals it, win or loss for Baltimore. But if Cincy is a game better than Baltimore, Baltimore would have the tiebreaker if they get a second win. So that game could very well be deciding this division, and probably looks like at this point the number 3 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I do like the Bengals still. I don't think they're a one and done when it comes to playoffs and when it comes to Super Bowls. I think Joe Burrow is that guy. Joe Burrow.
He's got that dog in him.
Yes, Noah. He 100% has that dog in him. He will will the Bengals into the playoffs. Shout out Joe Burrow, Joe Ice, Joe Shiesty,
Joey Buns.
The fucking man. The fucking man. No, we're almost there. Let's keep moving. Chargers, Raiders. The Raiders come away, winning 27-20. Big win for the Raiders, and I think very telling of the Chargers. From what I've seen of this game, I need to dive a little bit deeper into the film. But it appears the Chargers only have one player on that team. And that player being Justin Herbert. I know it's a close score and everything. They only won by a touchdown. But when I was flipping between games and stuff, I didn't see a moment where the Raiders didn't have the Chargers back against the wall.
Right, yeah, well, and the Raiders are starting to get things going too. Like, they're looking alive. They're winning games now. Devontae Adams, after not maybe having the best possible start to the season, he's really starting to cook. Josh Jacobs is cooking. This Raiders offense is starting to get going. Yeah, they're not an easy, write-off win anymore like they were earlier this season.
No, not at all. It's a little. Do they have a route to the playoffs?
I mean, they've got Rams, Patriots, Steelers, Niners, Chiefs coming up, so they could win those next 3, get to 8 and 7. Yeah, I mean, if they win out, they probably make it, but that's a tall order.
They could. We'll see what happens there. Shout out to the Bengals that looked very good. Joe Burrow is the fucking guy. I'm sorry, we're talking about Chargers. I was still thinking about Joe Burrow. Moving on to Sunday Night Football, Noah, we had the Colts and the Cowboys in what some would say the blowout of the century. Overhit without a doubt. Colts 19, Cowboys 54. Holy shit, Noah. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be that bad.
Well, I do, it's worth pointing out, too, this game at the end of the third quarter was 21-19. The Colts were only down 2, and then they went and let Dallas hang 33 points on them in a single quarter.
Yeah.
Kind of something we've seen now. The Cowboys, kind of 3 out of the last 4 weeks, they had some really big bursts of scoring against Chicago. They did the same thing against the Vikings, and then a little quieter in the division game against the Giants, but then they do the same thing for the Colts. And dare I say, with Dak Prescott back, this team has some explosive burst scoring ability here. Not to mention, it feels like they're hanging 40 plus every single week now.
They're incredible.
I can't wait till they play the Eagles again this season. That's going to be a really fun one. And AJ, I think I remember at the beginning of this season, did I maybe pick the Cowboys to win this division?
I was actually looking through those notes earlier today, and you did happen to pick the Cowboys to win that division.
And I have not wavered off of them yet. I know they're 2 games back. It's going to be an uphill battle, but I think they win that rematch against Philly, and then they just need a little bit of help. I think it's very much still a possibility that the Cowboys take this division, and they are playing their best football of the year lately.
No, absolutely. And I think they are not only keen to win the division, but Noah, as of right now, they're my pick to win the NFC.
Okay.
I love it.
It's kind of a win-win pick, right? Because like either you're right or you get to gloat in watching sad Cowboy fans.
Yes, exactly. So
it's really a win-win.
I get to be against them. It's beautiful for me as an analyst.
Man.
Holy shit. No, let's go ahead and talk about it since we're here and there's only 3 seconds left. Buccaneers, Saints, 16-16. As of right now, they're setting up for the field goal. Let's see if they make it. I know you're ahead of me, so if they did. They do make the field goal. Buccaneers will go ahead and beat the Saints.
There's a flag, though.
Oh, there's a flag. What's the
Which,
flag?
probably won't matter. The only important flag was on that last touchdown that the Buccaneers got. Not the one that they just scored, but, Mike Evans flailing his arms after minimal contact and getting a PI call in the end zone on a 3rd down. But you know what? Tom Brady bailed out by the refs. We've heard that story before. I'm not even surprised. It's okay. His best buddy's coming through and helping him out when he's down, per usual. But you know what? Nothing new, so whatever. These two teams both suck, so I don't even care.
Yeah, neither teams have real playoff potential or playoff hopes.
Well, one of them, one of them are the Falcons. Somebody has to get into the playoffs.
Someone does. I guess we'll figure out who has to. I hope it's not the Buccaneers at this point. They've looked god-awful. They'll just be an early first-round embarrassment loss.
Oh, yeah. If you're the wild card seed, which probably might end up being either the Cowboys or the Eagles, drawing the Bucs in the first round of the playoffs, that'll be funny because that's going to be a bloodbath.
Bloodbath. Absolute bloodbath. Dalton didn't look too bad, though, tonight.
No, he made some decent throws. He looked good. Yeah.
But that's about as much as you can say about Dalton.
Brady's all smiles on the sideline, like he actually, was the main contributor to this comeback. Mike Evans might have an acting career. I just got to put that out there.
He might have a damn good acting career. No, we made our way through every game of the NFL this week. You have any other reactions or anything before we sign off tonight?
I just want to say, oh, shit, that went through the end zone. I was going to say it would be super great if New Orleans somehow just, returned the kickoff for a touchdown. I would laugh my ass off, but not going to happen.
That would be great.
That's okay. That's okay. The NFL is craziness. There's a lot of parity in it this year. It's going to be interesting to see. These playoff races on both sides are really heating up, getting hot. I think there's going to be 1 or 2 teams on both the AFC and the NFC that end up sneaking in that aren't even fully on our radar right now. So got to keep paying attention to that. Obviously, we talked about a lot of them. Raiders being one of those that, God, who knows if they just decide to run the table.
Yeah. Hey, we have some interesting football coming up.
That we do, and it's going to be exciting. These games are going to be more and more because there are so many teams still in the chase. Whether they have a good percentage or a bad percentage chance, whatever. But there's a lot of teams still in the chase. It's going to get really exciting down the stretch. Stick with us. We'll be covering it week by week.
Yes, sir. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss a single thing. We will be handicapping the Week 14 slate later this week, along with college football. We got the bowl games out, so look for our bowl selections to come out as well. And daily picks. We release a YouTube short every day of daily picks. So you go ahead and follow us, and you get our daily picks as well. Don't need to pay for them, none of that bullshit. We are gamblers. We want to enjoy the gambling with everyone. So go ahead, give us a follow. Also, check out our merch store. In the link tree down below, along with all of our socials. Merch store might go away for a little bit, Noah, because it's costing me money, and we're not seeing a lot in return.
Oh, uh-oh.
So
well, if you don't want that to happen, go buy merch.
We got some dope merch. With that being said, though, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I am the Brofect1 AJ, and that is the Money Train Noah, and we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes. But